I am incredibly happy with how this meal prep turned out. This is loaded potatoes with barbecue chicken. It's extremely tasty. It's so easy to make as well. And each portion has 680 calories, 59 grams of protein. It's also high in fiber, low in fat. It is absolutely perfect. Let's jump straight in. Now, starting off with the potatoes, this is going to take the longest, so we're going to need 900 grams or 1.9 pounds of any all-rounder potato. Give them a wash, no need to peel them, leave that nutrition on there, and then dice these up into bite-sized pieces. Just remember that the larger they are, the longer they'll take to cook, and vice versa in a smaller size. Place the potatoes into a bowl and add in 1 teaspoon each of onion and garlic powder, as well as smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon each of dried oregano and dried thyme, 1.5 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of olive oil, and then season to taste with salt and cracked black pepper. Give these a quick mix around, make sure all of the oil and the seasoning is coating each individual potato, and then I'm using an air fryer for this, but you can use an oven. All of the details will be in the description. And if you're using an air fryer, I'm setting this to 200 degrees Celsius, about 22 minutes. It might take a little bit longer here or there, and we'll let these cook in the background whilst we do everything else. Now for the chicken, it's 900 grams or 1.9 pounds of boneless and skinless chicken breast, same weight as the potatoes. Slicing these into thin, even-sized strips the whole way across. Rotate those strips and then dice into bite-sized pieces. Try your best to keep it consistent, that way everything will cook at the same rate. And just like the potatoes, the larger they are, the longer they're going to take to cook, and the smaller they are, the quicker they'll be. Now I've placed the chicken into the same bowl as the potatoes to save dishes, and I'm also grating in 6 cloves of freshly peeled garlic. Make sure you scrape it all in there so we don't have any waste. As for the spices, we're using 1 teaspoon each of onion powder and smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon each of dried oregano and dried thyme, and then salt and cracked black pepper. The only thing different in the seasoning is not using garlic powder because we're using fresh garlic instead. Give it a quick mix around and make sure everything is completely coated. The last ingredient we want to prepare is 150 grams or 5.2 ounces of mozzarella cheese. Grate this on the larger side of a box grater. This is going to be added on right at the end. Now in a large pan over a medium-high heat, add in 1.5 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of olive oil, and once the pan is nice and hot, add in all of the chicken and spread it around. I like to spread it around and let it sit for about a minute to a minute and a half to build a crust. If we move it around straight away, we're going to knock too much heat out of the pan and you'll end up just steaming the meat, getting no color, and it'll be really bland. And we're going to cook this for a total of about 5 to 6 minutes or until just cooked through. When that's done, add in half a cup or about 125 grams of your favorite barbecue sauce. I mean, you can use other sauces, but that defeats the purpose of what this recipe is called. Mix this all through, and we're only going to cook this for about a minute. We just want to get that nice thick glaze. If you've timed everything in right, the potatoes will be ready right at this moment, so we can add these into the pan. And all we have to do is spread it around, making sure that those potatoes are all coated in that delicious barbecue glaze as well. I will also mention that at this stage, turn the pan down to a low heat. Now with that mozzarella cheese that we grated at the beginning, we can start spreading this out on top of those potatoes and chicken. And I don't recommend using the whole lot. We want to save a little bit for garnish right at the end. And you can also add a little bit more cracked black pepper here, because why not? Place a lid over the top, and whilst it's over a low heat, just let it cook for about a minute to a minute and a half until that cheese is melted. And what you should have is something that looks like this, and that looks absolutely incredible. As for serving up, you can either divide everything by 5 or you can weigh it out. It's about 400 grams or 14 ounces per serving. The remaining mozzarella cheese can also be sprinkled over the top, and an optional thing to do is drizzle over a little bit more barbecue sauce on the top, as well as adding some flat leaf parsley. Both are optional and both are not included in the macros, leaving us with these loaded barbecue chicken potatoes. They look incredible and smell fantastic. Once you have them portioned out, place on the lids, let them cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes, then chuck them in the fridge for about 3 to 4 days and in the freezer for up to 3 months. For reheating, you can put them in the microwave. That's probably the best bet to help melt that cheese and keep moisture, but you can also put them in a pan. Probably add a little bit more barbecue sauce as well as a little bit more cheese. Of course, that's going to change the macros. And you can also put them in the oven. Just do whatever's easiest for you. This right here is that final macro card. This recipe makes 5, and this is for an individual portion. Now I'm really excited to try this, so we can then dig in. Meal prep or not, that is absolutely incredible, and the fact that it has really good nutrition in there as well is just a bonus. Perfect for storing, perfect for reheating. You can eat it cold, but it's probably not the best thing to do. The chicken gets a little bit hard when you store it, but definitely do try this. It's absolutely delicious.